This video is going to be about doing a week of the Peaceful Preschool. So I have my two preschoolers here. Zachy is 4 and Ezra is 3. And we're going to try the first week of the Peaceful Preschool. So here is day 1. Each week of the Peaceful Preschool is based on a letter. And the first week that I'm showing here is for the letter A. The first thing you do in each day is you read a suggested story. And the one we're reading here on day 1 is called How to Make an Apple Pie and See the World. And it's a really neat little story. And next we're learning about the letter A, and we are tracing the letter A with our fingers. So these are little flashcards that have the letter on them and glitter glue on top to make it traceable. And next they're writing out the letter A in a salt tray with their fingers. And now they're making the letter A with Play-Doh on Play-Doh mats. And next is a counting activity, and we are counting apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And now we're washing the apples. And yes, my 7-year-old has also decided to join in with us on some of these activities. Ezra's turn to wash the apples. And now a gross motor activity. They're having a balloon toss. Well, looks like they're enjoying that. And now it's an art activity. They're painting trees, which will later become apple trees. And that was day 1 of Peaceful Preschool. So it is now day 2, and I thought I'd start today's preschool with doing some action songs with the preschoolers. My 7-year-old prefers not to do this part, and that's okay. And on day 2, we are reading 10 Apples Up on Top by Dr. Seuss. There's definitely an apple theme to this week. Continuing with the letter A, today we got to trace the tactile letter cards, and we're continuing with making letter A dot markers. Our counting activity today is cutting open an apple and counting how many seeds we found inside. And then we get to eat the apple. And now they're apple picking. So I put some green and red pom-poms on the floor. And they're going around and picking them up and putting them in the basket. And now they're back at the table. They're doing a little craft. They're gluing red and green tissue paper onto an apple shape. So that was it for the Peaceful Preschool for today. But now I also let Zachy take out his other preschool activity book. It's a rod and staff one, and I let him do a little work in there. And Ezra over here is coloring. He likes to color. And on this page, he is supposed to circle the picture that looks the same. And it looks like we'll need to work a little bit on pencil holding skills. It'll be neat to see how much he improves in his preschool skills throughout the school year. And we just do a little bit of this workbook stuff, like just a few minutes of it. We stop before he gets tired of it, and that way he always enjoys it and he always looks forward to doing it again. It's day 3 and we're again starting with some little songs and finger plays. I just have a little book that has preschool rhymes in it. My 7-year-old is on the couch doing these little rhymes. Is not his cup of tea, and that's okay. He does have his own things to do when we do homeschool together with him. There was a little turtle who lived in a box. He swam in the puddles, he climbed on the rocks. He snapped at the mosquito. He snapped at the flea. He snapped at the minnow, and he snapped at me. So for day 3, we're supposed to read an alphabet book. And I have this one, it's called Letter Work. It's a Montessori book, so it has the letters, they're in lowercase, and they're tactile letters, they're sandpaper letters that the little ones can trace with their fingers. And this is what I mainly used with my oldest child when he was a preschool age. He learned his letters this way. So today, continuing with the letter A, we are taking turns using the magnetic drawing board and pattern blocks on the letter A. In this next activity, we have different spices out, and we're smelling the different spices. This one here is cinnamon. We're practicing screwing on the lids, a fine motor activity. And now for our counting activity, we're counting the spices. And now they're outside. They're doing some gross motor play. They're pretending to be different kinds of farm animals. And I read that cross pattern crawl, where they alternate hands and knees, is really good for their lower level brain. And that's good for coordination and thinking skills later on. Looks like we have little chickens running around here. And today they're finishing their apple tree paintings by adding little red apples with little bits of red finger paint. And again, Zachy gets to do an activity in his other preschool activity book. It looks like there's some cutting and pasting to do today. So this is a Mennonite workbook. It's made by Rod and Staff. And I have made another video in which I talk about the different preschool resources that I use, some of them that you see in this video, like even where I got the different alphabet activities and things like that. So I can link that video down below if you want to see where I found some of my resources. And Ezra is coloring again. He really likes to color. Ezra's favorite book is Brown Bear, What Do You See? So he really likes coloring this coloring page that has the animals from the book on it, and he likes to color them the right colors. Today is day 4, and we are reading A Day in the Apple Orchard. We are still practicing tracing the letter A today. And we are also writing it on a chalkboard with a piece of chalk. And then tracing over it and erasing it with a little wet piece of sponge. This is actually an activity taken from the Handwriting Without Tears program. And then we're doing one big activity today. We're making apple muffins. So here they are. The little preschoolers are trying to peel the apples. And now they're cutting the apples. Measuring and mixing ingredients, lots of learning happening here. Thanks for watching. That was a sneak peek at a week of the Peaceful Preschool. So that was the first week, which focused on the letter A. And this is what the Peaceful Preschool resource actually looks like. It is an online PDF download. And one last thing that I'll do is just a quick little flip through to show you what the document actually looks like. So this is what the Peaceful Preschool document actually looks like. It says it is a literature and project-based curriculum for early learners. And it gives you a book list of the books that you need for the different letters of the alphabet for each week. It also has a suggested alphabetical memory verse for each week. And so here we are. So this was what I did here was the letter A. So it has your days laid out. It's 4 days a week, and then Friday they suggest doing a field trip based on the theme of the week. And each of these activities is categorized as a read aloud, phonics, counting skills, fine motor skills, large motor skills, practical life skills. Now some of the activities that I did in this video were taken from here, and I didn't do all of them. And some of them I also did a little bit differently too. So for example, it suggested making an apple crisp, but I made apple muffins instead. So that's kind of what it looks like, and then it also goes over each day and explains in further detail about what each of these activities are supposed to look like. And then it goes through the same kind of style with each letter of the alphabet. There are suggested books to read and suggested activities to do for each letter of the alphabet. Okay, so that's what the Peaceful Preschool is like, and I enjoy it. I like that it is literature based, so we get to read a lot of stories together, and there's activities to do. My children seem to really enjoy it. I like that it's gentle and not too intense for the little ears. Thanks for watching this video. I enjoyed putting it together. See you later.